I'll start. So we have our menu here. We have our menu. Now, Francis and others, pay attention. What we are going to do now, I'm going to teach you how to create a sub menu. Then I will also teach you how to attach other web pages to these links so that it will be a complete website. So first of all, what are we going to do? Let's create the sub menu. And for us to create the sub menu, we have to navigate to our navbar session. So this login button, I want to add a drop-down menu there just for those who may wish to register. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a div right inside that place. Then I'll cut this, use it to wrap up this. Then what do I do? I'll call this div class. I'll give it a class called submenu. Then right inside here, I will have another div that I'll give a class called it sub menu content. So I will create. So right now, this necessarily doesn't have to be a button. So right now, what do I do? I'm going to call I'm going to add the content of my register. The first one is login, or this one is register. So this place, this anchor tag will be the title. I'll call this accounts. So right under accounts, we have login or register. So what am I going to do next? I need my file.
sai ka kai ta gyara. Na gani, na sani. Ina baka bubuje ta ba da Allah ya halo. Ai ban ma ta ma ina gidan abin ne.
I need my CSS file. So when I go to the CSS file, I'm going to work on the sub menu first. So what do I want to do? I want to wrap these two items up. Then I will make them invisible. After that, I will use CSS to talk to this account so that when I hover, this sub menu will be displayed. Let's go there. So sub menu content, I'll copy it and say dot content. So I'll say display flex. So flex direction column. When I say flex direction column, immediately it drops down. So I'll give it a margin of 20 pixel. Okay, 15 pixel. 15 pixel is okay. I'll give it a background color of white. I'll give it a border radius of 10 pixel. So, so border radius of 10 pixel. So what do I do next? I want to talk to this. Let me remove that hover. Let me remove that hover because I want you to understand me. I want to space this login apart. So for me to space login apart, I can say margin bottom. I'll go to the anchor link and say margin bottom 20 pixel. That's too much. So I'll say 10 pixel. So that is okay. So what do I do next? This box is too big. So how do I make it smaller? I can give it a width. Width 100, 150 pixel maximum. Okay. Let me just say 150. Let me just say 100 pixel. So I think that's already enough. So I will say position absolute. When I say position absolute, that is because I don't want this sub menu to push these items downward. So that's position absolute. So the next thing I'll do, I'll make these items disappear. How do I do that? This display flex, I will change it to display none. But before then, let me copy this because I will use this settings for somewhere else. So I'll remove some items from this place. I'll say display none because I don't want anything to display. Then uh, when I say display none, I think that is enough information for it. So I'll remove this, then I'm going to talk to the, when I hover, you can see that nothing is dropping down. But for it to drop down, I'll give, I'll go and get the address of those drop down menu. So let's go the index. How do we access the index? The index is inside sub menu, and we also have sub menu content. So if I want to go through sub menu and access sub menu content, I should display this. So what do I do? I'll say dot submenu submenu dot submenu content. So this should only happen when I hover. Hover, where is the hover effect? This should only happen when I hover. So if I come here and hover, my submenu will drop down. Okay. But there's a little problem here. When it's dropped down, it disappeared. So what do I do? It means the distance is too much. So let me go and talk to the margin. Where did I use margin? Margin. So we have solved that problem. So when I hover here, I can access my login and access my register. So I need this account to be moved to this edge. So how do I go about that? I think I've addressed display flex direction. So where is it? 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 Let me go and take a look at it. I have header and main here, and I have navbar here. So I have menu, which means I spoke to menu. Let me go there and attach something else. Where is menu? Where is menu? Where is menu? Display flex. So I spoke to the image. Okay. So no problem. What should I do? I'll talk to menu and I'll make everything inside menu to be displayed as flex. Hmm? Since I can't find it, does menu display flex. So flex direction row align items center. So we have been able to resolve that. So when you hover, you have your drop down menu and you have your register. So if you have a question, you can ask now because we are going to start creating the other pages so that we can link them together. If you have question, ask your question now within the next 1 minute. So, question. You don't have to raise your hand, Samist. Turn on your mic and ask your question. I may not be able to see you raising your hand, but if you turn on your mic and ask your questions,
Good evening, sir.
okay,
Okay. Can I talk?
yes.
Sorry, I'm just joining it. I don't know. How do you get this drop down you get on that account?
How I got the drop down. Okay, it's a
Yes.
process. What I did was, how did I get it? Where did you join us so that I can know where I can start talking from?
Then I just join and you hovered and the drop down showed.
Ah, which means your question is asking me to repeat the entire class. That's not possible. I've been teaching for 17 minutes. So let me just give you overview.
Damn.
We have
Bootstrap.
navigation
Hey.
bar here. This is not a bootstrap tool. This is CSS. I wrote it. We have navigation bar
Hey.
here, and we have different menu here, home, contact, and the rest. So I
Mm.
just use contact to create. Look at this sub menu here. There's a div holding
Okay.
it together.
Mm-hmm.
There's a div holding this sub menu together. So this,
Okay.
okay, this is the div holding the sub menu together. You can see the whole thing there. So
Mm.
this anchor tag you see here is the account that you can see up there, because
Mm.
that is what is right on top of that sub menu. So right inside the sub menu, I have my sub menu content, which are the items that I want to display. So the logic is for me to use CSS to make this one invisible. Then I will also make use CSS to make it visible whenever I hover. So this item that I created
Over.
has always
Okay.
been, I created it and it was visible. So, but I just use CSS to make it invisible so that when I hover, when you look at this place,
Then network.
you, you will see, when you look at this place, you see sub menu, hover. So when I hover at the sub menu, I should go to sub menu content.
Mm.
So when it's at sub menu content, display should be flex, and flex direction should be column, and position should be absolute. But before then, I have already made sub menu
Mm.
content to be let me cut this out so that you can see something. Can you see that when I hover, the menu is not dropping down? Can you see that? The guy there with me. I've been on the same. So that is it. This display none, sub menu content display none is what made,
It's like his network is bad.
okay, is what made that item
Hello.
invisible. So is there another question?
Hello, sir.
If you have another question, ask your question because I won't fire down.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
Sir, this CSS properties,
Yes.
for you to know a particular property that you want to use, is it a particular method, like, or is it based on your experience? As you are selecting it, you are calling it out that, okay, if I want to target this particular div, or I want to target this particular anchor tag, I'm going to give it flex direction, row, or columns. Is there any
Okay.
particular way that I want? Okay,
Okay.
oh, this is
Okay. The thing is that when you start learning, you are going to Google a
eh,
lot of things. You
okay,
understand? But with time,
okay,
they will stick to your brain. When I started learning CSS, the first thing that I picked was display flex direction
yes,
column. Those were the two items that I was able to memorize. So the other ones, whenever
okay,
I forget them, I'll just go
okay,
on Google and search. How do I go about this? The whole information that you need is online. So you can always Google it. It doesn't make you a bad
okay,
programmer. So that's it. So, but the thing is that the more you use these items, you begin to get more into your memory. So there are some things
okay,
that I'm not even using here. So I'm using the things that comes into my head when I'm coding. I use them. Then whenever I forget something that I know that is important, I'll go on Google
Yes,
and
sir.
search for the solution. Sometimes when I'm teaching you guys, there was a day I forgot how to reduce the thickness of a borderline. I went on
Okay.
Google to go and look for the method. So, and I
Okay.
corrected it immediately. So I think I've
All
answered
right.
your question. Yes.
Yes, because like today now, I think like after the class yesterday, even me on my own, I sometimes too I use ChatGPT. I
Yeah.
just give it to that give me a prompt of a factory business.
Okay.
So it create their active. But the CSS property, in fact, when you even see, you're going to know that this is particular color, the color selection that am I going to use. So I don't know if there's any just particular method of how to on my own. If I want to write the code, I may not really get it. But when the ChatGPT gave me the code, the breakdown, when I study the code, I understand all the tags, the position. When I study it, I know how to link all those pages together. So that is I just want to know that this particular color, because sometimes if I select color on my own, I will not even like it. But when ChatGPT select color,
So it's like that for almost everybody. Some of us are not good with color. Most times I can decide to ask Google AI to get me a good color. You understand? So when you are programming, the most important thing is if you know what you are doing and how to get it done. So
yeah,
so nobody will call you a hero because you memorize everything.
okay.
Even before AI, there is no programmer that does coding without a documentation.
That
You understand? So before AI, people have been
okay.
using documentation. People
Okay.
have been Google searching. So you don't
Okay.
expect yourself to memorize everything, know all the colors and the rest of it. Sometimes
Okay.
when I want to build certain things, I can decide to ask
All right.
AI to build it for me because I already know how to. I know my code, so
Okay.
I can. When I look at it, when it is wrong, I can correct. There are some times that when I ask AI to fix something, they can even decide to destroy the entire code completely. So, but when I
Okay.
take a look at it, I say no. With these lines of code, we won't be able to achieve the result that we are looking for. So we have to
Yes, sir.
correct it. So I will then correct it manually. So it happened severally, and it made me stop trusting.
All right, sir. Get your point.
Yes, you got the point. So any other question? No other question. So let's fire down. So what am I going to do
Network
next?
so that
Network is really bad.
because of time. Okay.
Hello, hello. Can I
Okay.
ask one question, please?
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, is the use of float left and float right? Is it good on CSS?
Everything is good. Float left, float right. When you
Did
say
you hear
float
me?
left, float right, it's more like you are want to display something to the left, to the right. But you know the things that you are familiar with. I have used grids, I have used float and the rest of it. But whenever I'm building with CSS, what comes to my mind first when I want to create my layout is display flex direction column or row, because I know that I can use section and div to classify the things that I want to display in the row direction and classify the things that I want to display in the column direction. So I will just arrange it on my HTML and use CSS to talk to it. So it's more like what your mentor taught you and what you studied. So you start getting comfortable with some of the CSS properties. So that's what you use. There are
Yeah,
some
network.
people that doesn't even write CSS code. They use Bootstrap, Tailwind, and the rest of it. And when you see their projects, it looks better when you use Bootstrap CSS, when you use Tailwind, because Those ones were those styling were done by professionals, and the thing is already there. All you have to do is to mention the class, the class of what you want the property to be displayed on your project, and link their CSS code base to your website. So I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
I
yeah. I
answered
got
your
that.
question.
I got that. But I noticed that the use of float left and float right makes HTML very difficult to work with a media query, as in to have responsive.
No, when you talk about media query, you are talking about how you want the site to look like when it's on mobile devices and when it's
Yes,
on other devices.
yes,
After building your website with your CSS, you go to the bottom. That is where you start addressing specific devices. So when you want to address those devices, the things that you usually talk to are those classes that has to do with the arrangement of the layout. So, and sometimes you will also talk to your menu. You can decide to put in group all this menu into one particular icon. Those things doesn't mean because you use float left or float right, that is why you will be able to get a good media query. No, you will do your media query yourself.
um, I'm really having issue that side. That media query aspect very, very difficult to me.
So we will get to a media query. That is the
But
last class of CSS.
okay, okay,
Yes,
okay,
that's the last
okay,
topic in
okay.
CSS. We have to know how to build our pages, style them before we talk about making them responsive. So another person, no question
Okay.
again. No question again. So
Fire down, sir.
yes. What do we do next? We have this menu here and we want them to possess some links. These are icon tags. Icon tags carries links. It's more like an address. So the address will take us to the page where this address are pointing at. What do I do? I'm going to create contact page. I'm going to create a about page. I'm going to create FAQ page. How do I go about that? I just want to make this simple. I'll just copy the whole of this, Control C, Control N, then I'll say Control V. So I don't want most all this, I don't even want the sections. I just want the header. I just want the header and let me say, I have limited time. Bash one. Okay. I just want the header. Let's say H1. H1. This is a contact page. Okay. I'll save it as contact.html. Can you see that? So what's happening? I don't know why it's loading. Uh, uh, let's say the apple. Can I say Control N? Okay, my Visual Studio is not responding. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Should I wait for it? Uh-uh. I might use Task Manager to close. my Visual Studio Code and open it again. Where is Visual Studio Code? End task. So let me open it again. So I said contact.html and I saved it. So we now have contact.html. This is contact page. So I'll copy this. I'll say Ctrl N. I'll paste it. Then I'll save this with about.html. So this is about page, about.html. What do I do next? I need another page. Ctrl N, Ctrl V. So I'll call this FAQ. FAQ. Then I'll save it as FAQ. FAQ.html. I hope you guys are with me. So what do I do next? I have all my pages now. I have the contact page, I have the about page, and I have the FAQ page, and I also have my index page. So this is time for you to respond. I hope you are with me. This is the most important part of this class. On a day with me. So somebody should respond. Turn on your mic. Are you guys paying attention? So for me to link those pages, let me even show you. If we go and take a look at that website folder, eh, you see this. Hello, Francis.
So I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay, good. I hope you guys followed when I created the page, the different pages.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And I went on to show you guys the files that are on my that I created. They are inside the folder that we've been using, the website folder. So right now, what we are going to
Yes.
do, we are going to link all the pages. So you can see href here. That is where you put your URL. I will remove the hash. Eh? And I will say index.html. So, which is the main page. Then the second one, I will say uh, uh, I will say contact.html. The third one is about.html. Then we have FAQ.html. So we have been able to link our page, but I want to correct something on our body. Body. Let me address the body. Um, Height 100 VH. Enter. Is that correct? Or should I say 100%? That's not the most important thing right now. So when you take a look at this, we have been able to create our web page. If you click on index, if you click on home page, it will display the home page. If you click on contact, it will take you to the contact page. When you click on about, it's supposed to take you to the about page. And when you click on FAQ, okay, the reason why this is not working is because we don't have these items on the other navbar. So what do? We are going to replace our navigation on the other places like contacts. Here is my navigation. Paste. Save. So I'm going to replace the navigation because I now have the URL linked to this navigation. You don't know how important this class is, so if you click contact, you'll be in contact. If you click in, can you see that? If you click FAQ, it will take you to FAQ. If you click home, it will
Yes.
take you to home page. Can you see that we don't create our first website? So now
Yes.
assignment go big. So you can see when I click contact, it will say this is contact page because that's all I have inside the page. And if I click about, it will take me to a about page. If I click FAQ, it will take me to FAQ. This login and register, do we still have the time? This login and register, we can also link some pages to this login and register too, if we wish to. So, for example, if I go to index page and put, okay, let me just take a look at any of my web projects. Do I have any good websites? Any complete websites here? Where is Baby? Baby, do we have Baby folder here? Okay, let me open this web development. So let me copy. Let me see if I